Do you believe in fairies?
I have actually seen fairies.
Okay,
I do
tell
believe.
me, because I know Sedona and fairies seem like this seems
Yes.
like a great place for fairy watching, from my understanding.
Yes. Well, I've seen fairies here in Sedona, and just out of the corner of my eye, they kind of flicker in and flicker out. Not like I'm staring at them and they're like, it's like a show, and I'm like, oh, there's the fairy over there. It's more like they pop in and just pop out. They kind of zoom into the dimension of what I can see, and then they kind of are like, hey, I'm here, and then they kind of right out. So
Hmm.
that's happened, and
I like that
at,
description.
also, I on in the mount up in Flagstaff on the mountain up there. It's a very sacred mountain. I don't know if you know much about it, but it's kind of like the Mount Olympus for the native peoples of this area. There's like 20, I don't know, 20 nations. I think that's their sacred peak, and that's where the kachinas. If you've seen those figurines, the kachinas that the natives in the area make. But anyway, it's their gods basically, and they live on Sirius for half the year, and then half the year they come and live on that mountain, according to the tradition. And so that mountain is there's a lot of sacred ritual done up there. There's a lot of really powerful, let's say, energetic chords to a lot of history and pasts. And so anyway, up on that mountain, I've seen many fairies, and the same thing. It's always like a glimpse, and they just kind of let me know they're there. I just see like kind of a flicker, a light out of the corner of my eye, and then it's just kind of like, oh, and I kind of feel their energy, a little bit of lightness, and kind of like the fairy dust gets sprinkled, and kind of makes me feel a little the tingles, happy tingles.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, what is a so? What is a fairy? Okay, or like, what are you and what is a fairy? What's the difference? Like, what is me? What is the difference between me and a fairy? Me and you? What's the difference? What's the? All right, here's my question.
Yes.
What's the difference between me and you,
Uh huh.
and the difference between me, you, and a fairy?
Wow, that's a tough question.
I know. Came through. I was like,